Cam Schlittler might not have pitched in the Midsummer Classic, but the Yankees All-Star still dominated in Philly.
Just a devastating pitch by Cam Schlittler.
7 1/3 spotless innings in his last start. A dozen strikeouts, precision and power personified.
Blew him away again. Cam Schlittler dealing.
He's fun to watch.
Tonight, Schlittler brings the second-best ERA in baseball to the mound in the second city. He's young, he's talented, he's hungry for more. So in a sense, this opponent should feel familiar. There are all-stars roaming this corner of Chicago. A team that has suffered 3 straight 100-loss seasons now sits in the driver's seat in the AL Central. They're young, they're talented, they're hungry for more. It's Game 3 of the series. Schlittler versus the Southside Sluggers. Yankees, White Sox. Next on Prime. It's a gorgeous evening here on the south side of Chicago where it is time for baseball. As Prime presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Chicago White Sox in the third game of a 4-game set from Wright Field in Chicago, Illinois. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball along with Joe Girardi. I'm Michael Kay. Yankees have taken the first 2 games of the series yesterday. They got great pitching from Garrett Cole as a starter. Now they have Cam Schlittler going tonight. Good chance they'll get great pitching again.
Well, he started this road trip off in Philadelphia, and he had a brilliant game. 7 1/3 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 0 walks, and 12 Ks. And you see him get Bryce Harper, and he got Bryce a couple times. Gets Trey Turner with this high 4-seamer. And Michael, these 4-seamers had a little cut on the end. They were 99 miles an hour, and he was dominant.
And he is a road warrior. Look at the numbers: 8-2, 1.08 ERA, 99 strikeouts in 83 1/3 innings. Opponents hit 160 against him away from Yankee Stadium. Now, the Yankees still have some problems scoring. Yesterday, they scored 3 runs in the 3-2 victory. All came in 1 inning. But one guy that has been consistent of late for them is a youngster, Jason Dominguez.
Yeah, he's hit 8 of his last 9 games, and it's been impressive what he's done because a lot of this has been off a left-handed pitcher, which he really struggled, and he's hit a number of extra base hits. You're going to see a double down the left field line. You're going to see a home run on a 100-mile-an-hour sinker off of Jose Alvarado. Here's what I love, Michael. He'll take a changeup the other way. So he has contributed offensively, defensively, and running the bases on this trip.
So in this streak of the last 9 games, hitting .278 with 2 extra base hits, 3 ribbies, and 6 runs scored. A key for the Yankees of late has been their bullpen. It's been outstanding. It's been good most of the year. Brent Hedrick has been money out of the pen. And of late, Angel Chavihi has been amazing. Another scoreless inning last night. Meredith talks with Aaron Boone about that next.
Welcome back to the South Side for Yankees baseball on Prime as the Yankees try to continue their winning ways. Game 3 of the 4-game series with the Chicago White Sox is coming your way in just a little bit. Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Morakovitz. The Yankees bullpen has been stellar as of late. In fact, since June 4th, their 2.43 combined ERA is the best in all of Major League Baseball. Part of the success has been the emergence of 2 guys, Angel Chavihi and Brent Hedrick. Earlier, Aaron Boone spoke about their contributions.
To see Chivi, really come over here and, just improve. A guy that's been in the big leagues for a couple of years, but hasn't had the success at this level yet, and even go through an injury earlier on this year and miss some time. He's come out and obviously really earned an important role more and more as the season unfolds. That's been awesome. Hedrick, I felt like showed some really good things last year for us as a reliever and has leaned into that role and came into camp ready to go. And I feel like from jump this year has been, has done a really nice job.
And both of those guys have pitched on back-to-back nights, so don't expect them to be available this evening. And Aaron Boone will most likely stay away from David Bednar as well, who has pitched 4 out of the last 5 games. So should there be a save situation, Aaron Boone may be going in a different direction this evening. Plenty more to come here on Prime. When we come back, we will have First Pitch, Michael Kay and Joe Girardi next on Prime.
Back here. Back here in Chicago, it is another gorgeous day. This downtown is just glittering great, a great walking city. But the Yankees are going to be looking for more than walks today against Davis Martin, who takes the mound and leads the team out on the field. So let's take a look at the Yankees starting lineup that Davis is going to face. Trent Grisham in center field leads off. Ben Rice at DH bats second. Jason Dominguez in right field will hit third. Middle of the order, Goldschmidt, Jones, and Chisholm. And the bottom third, McMahon, Caballero, and Austin Wells. Last 11 games, Wells with 3 home runs and 6 runs scored.
See the numbers on Davis Martin, they look pretty good, but that's not how things have been trending. And let's take a look at this scouting report on Davis Martin. And part of the reasons he's been falling behind, his first 13 games, he was throwing first pitch strikes about 59% of the time. Major league average is 61. Well, the last 7 games, only 51% of the time. He's not spinning very well. He was really good with a high strikeout rate through May with his 2 breaking balls, his curveball and his slider. Hitters hit 140. Lately, 290. And why change? Through May, he used his changeup 17.7% of the time. One of his best pitches, which induces 59% ground ball. Since then, only about 10. Not sure why he's gotten away from it.
Let's check the defense behind him. Antonacci, Peters, and Montgomery. Then Vargas, Montgomery, that's Colson, Mydroth, and Murakami. And Drew Romo is catching behind the plate. Grisham's ready. Martin's ready. Let's do it here in Chicago. First pitch is a strike, and we're underway. Martin with 9 wins. He's been sitting at 9 wins since June 10th. Now, he pitches well here at home at Rate Field, 5-1, 2.34. And we also showed you in the open, it seems like Cam Schlittler really likes pitching on the road, Joe.
Oh, you talk about a road warrior. I think he feeds off the negative energy. I think he's always looking for that edge. And I think it's a little easier to get on the road when people are booing you and talking smack to you when you're warming up. I think he likes it.
The 0-2. 1-2. Yankees come in at 61-46, and the White Sox 55-51. White Sox are in first place, but their lead is getting smaller. It's down to a game and a half over Cleveland. And the Yankees are only a game and a half behind the Tampa Bay Rays.
Since the All-Star break, the Yankees are 7-4. The White Sox are 5-6, and they're usually very good at home. They have not started off this homestand very well against the Yankees.
Yankees, we mentioned their record. They've won 11 times in the last 15 games, and somehow they're getting it done without some big pieces in the lineup. But good pitching usually is the great deodorant. It erases a lot of things.
It sure does. And of the last 8 of the last 11 wins they have, they've won by 2 runs or less. So they've been in tight games, and the bullpen has been spectacular.
Grisham at 2-2. And this is what he does when he leads off. The guy on deck, Ben Rice, gets to see a lot of pitches that first time up. He always seems like he's 2-2, 3-2, fouling pitches off.
Yeah, he does not chase a lot, and he has the ability to foul pitches off. And he had about a 50-game streak where it was the Trent Grisham that we were used to seeing last year. And recently, he's been struggling a little bit, but he got a hit yesterday to break up an 0-for-16.
And there it is. He's at 3-2.
It's almost like you willed that, Michael. Can you will a base runner?
When there's a will, there's a way. Chopped. Third base side of the mound. Nice play by the pitcher Martin. He bare hands and fires, getting Grisham.
Yeah, the high hop at the end allowed him to grab that without having to go down and get it. You're going to see him, he takes this high hop, and he doesn't really have to go down very far. And It's like he's pretty athletic there, Michaels. Almost like he's turning a double play as a shortstop makes an accurate, strong throw. But 8 pitches in already.
Home plate umpire is Jim Wolf, and he is considered neutral. 81 pitches have been challenged, 46 overturned. Calls more low strikes, fewer high strikes. Jim's been around, 28th big league season.
Yeah, strike one has just been, for whatever reason, really difficult. And it appears to me he has lost control of his sinker a lot of times. Sometimes they run too much. Maybe trying to start it down the middle and just letting it work for yourself.
And he walks Ben Rice. And that's going to be challenged by Drew Romo. And he gets the challenge right.
Calls overturned. Chicago has 2 challenges.
So that was the ABS challenge presented by T-Mobile. So 3-1. Grounded and fair. Inside first and down the right field line. Rice chugging around first, heading to second with a 1-out double. He shouldn't have challenged.
No, actually cost him a base, and he's second in the AL with extra base hits, and he just keeps adding to that total. I had written base on balls, and I went to get my whiteout, and I think I can put a 2 over that first B, and it's going to work just fine. Boy, he's so effective, Michael. I mean, he had a little struggle in June, but when you look at what he has done in April, May, and July, what a year he's having.
Dominguez takes inside. Davis Martin, in his first 10 starts, was 8-1 with a 2 ERA. Last 9 starts, 1-4, 5.82.
I mean, there was talk of him starting the All-Star game.
Yep.
That's how effective he was. He's just really struggled with throwing strikes, and his breaking ball just hasn't been as effective. A lot of people think it's fatigue. He came back from the All-Star break and threw a brilliant game against Toronto, but he had like 9 days off.
3-0.
His last start against Houston, he went 5 innings, gave up 6 hits and 4 runs.
First 3 batters, he's gone 3-0, or 3 balls on all 3. He's getting himself into trouble. First and second, 1 man out here, top of the first. And Zach Bove, the pitching coach, is running out there. Not walking, he's running.
Well, you think about this White Sox team, and I'm going to talk about the pitchers. No one in their rotation has ever threw in a playoff game. They have a 1.5 game lead. They're not used to being in this situation, and all of a sudden, sometimes you can feel a little bit more weight on your shoulders and the importance of the pitch. It's no longer time to develop. It's time to produce. Puts a little pressure on these young players.
Well, Martin had his worst start of the year against the Yankees at Yankee Stadium on June 16th. 3 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 9 runs, 3 home runs. And in his other 19 starts combined, he allowed 3 home runs.
Yeah, he does not give up home runs, and you could see the sink. The interesting thing to me is he's not over league average in ground balls, but he gets a ton of ground ball double plays. He's tied for 7th with 12.
Up the middle and through for a base hit for Goldschmidt. Rice rounds third. He'll score. Going to third is Dominguez. Throw comes into second. Goldschmidt with an RBI single, and the Yankees on the board early. It's 1-0.
It's what he does, Michael. He produces, and he has not had a ton of success off of right-handed pitchers this year, but he comes up with a runner in scoring position, and he produces, and he just knows how to hit. And there's a lot of time people talk about how RBIs or luck. It's not a skill. I believe it's a skill. And I believe the skill comes in the heartbeat that's inside the player. And he uses the middle of the field really well.
Spencer Jones fouls one back. He had a home run against Martin in the start in June at the stadium.
So did Goldie.
Yep.
So did Ben.
High fly ball, deep left. Antonacci back, track, wall. See ya. Another home run for Jones against Martin. A 3-run shot the other way, and the Yankees lead 4-0.
Well, that is home run number 3, and each time he has came back up, to me, his at-bats have been better. I thought he had some good at-bats the other night where he had an RBI against the left-hander, and to me, he does not have to overswing. He has so much power, and that's just a good at-bat, and that's really good managing. 3 guys had home runs off of him. He put them in the first 5 hitters. That's smart managing.
Jazz Chisholm takes a strike.
Coming into this game, the Yankees, 54 at-bats against him. We're hitting .333 with an OPS over 1,000. It's just going up.
Yep. 1-2 on Jazz.
Watch the difference of like him and Cam. When I look at him, it almost looks like he's in a rush when he goes home. And Cam stays over the rubber so well. And looks like it's just slow and methodical and gets in the right spot. Look at this swing, Michael. I mean, this is just power. And when you have power like that the other way, you can become a very dangerous hitter because you can let the ball get deep and you can be selective. And he got a great pitch to hit. And guy in left field didn't catch it too well in the stands, though.
And waiting for him, Cam Schlittler. Big thank you. That's a nice lead before I throw a pitch.
Yeah, his last start, he got 1 run.
And he made it work.
Yeah.
There's Ryan McMahon, who's not started since last Wednesday. Yankees have seen all left-handers.
That's pretty, Michael. Watching him hit the ball the other way with authority like that.
Two and 1. Fly ball. Right center. Peters is there and puts it away. But the Yankees, 4 big runs in the first inning. 3 of them coming on this one swing. Spencer Jones goes the other way. His 3rd home run of the year. Yankees with 4. The White Sox coming to bat. 4 big runs in the top of the first inning for the Yankees with the Spencer Jones home run, the big blow. Now the White Sox will try to play catch-up against Cam Schlittler. Antonacci, Murakami, and Vargas at the top of the order. Then it's Colson Montgomery, Andrew Benintendi, and Braden Montgomery. The bottom third of the order, Tristan Peters in center, Chase Mydrop at second, and Drew Romo will catch Mydrop. Last 15 games, a .340 hitter.
Well, you see the stellar ERA. It leads the American League, and it's 2nd in the MLB. The strikeouts per inning pitch are so impressive. But let's take a look at the scouting report on Cam tonight. I feel like we're getting a little spoiled, Michael. His last start, 7 1/3, 0 runs, 0 walks, 3 hits, 12 Ks. It's like we expect it now. Like, what are we going to see great tonight? I think he's learning to adjust. He used his curveball against the Phillies, a team that does not hit the breaking ball below the zone very well and chases a lot, 14% of the time. Only 7.7 during the course of this year. And today, I'm not so sure he'll use it so much because when you look at this White Sox team, against 95 and above, they are 29th in average at .212 and 5th in the highest strikeout rate, 25.6.
So Antonacci will start it off. And the pitch. Strike at 98 miles an hour. Now, the Yankees' 4 first-inning runs ties a season high for them. And, Joe, I was thinking about this. That's one of the ways, and there are many, that they miss Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge, we always talk about first-inning home runs. There were going to be runs on the board in the first inning.
A really good chance. The Yankees were very good, and a lot of it had to do with Aaron Judge. Starting pitchers love that. They can go out there and relax a little bit. 1 run's not going to beat you.
0-2.
Sat for about 20 minutes. First 2 pitches you see are 98. It's pretty impressive.
Take a look at the defense behind him. Jones, Grisham, and Dominguez left to right. McMahon, Caballero, Chisholm, and Goldschmidt. That's third to first with Austin Wells behind the plate. Strike 3. That was 100 miles an hour.
So what you're telling me, those first 2, he was just getting warmed up?
I think those were the changeups.
I mean, it's just paint with his 4-seamer, and his 4-seamer has been so dominant this year. I mean, 100 miles an hour on the black, down and away. You just got to tip your cap and say, I hope he makes a mistake the next time.
Here is Murakami. Now, Murakami against 95 plus hits 192. 10 for 52, but half of the 10 hits left the yard.
Yeah, and I think that was one of the concerns about him coming over here. Could he hit the great velocity that you see every day? He's doing all right.
You know, one of the things that stands out to me about Schlittler, and again, there are many, he kind of rocks you to sleep. I mean, there's no hurry in his delivery. He'll just stand there on the first base side of the rubber before he starts to rock and deal. And that's got to kind of lull the batter to sleep a bit.
There's a confidence, there's a control to it, you know, because he is really tall. And all of a sudden, slow, and the ball's on top of you. And you know who was kind of like that a little bit was Mariano. Mariano had a very controlled windup. And those guys, a lot of times, you don't like to face because the ball seems to get on you because they, like you said, Michael, they put you asleep a little bit.
It's like he's working out of a rocking chair. And he's very aware of the clock. So even if he starts his foot where it kicks back a little bit, at 1 second, it could still be another 2 seconds before he delivers the ball.
You're absolutely right. But I think it's how he's mastered his mechanics, making sure everything's in line.
Swing and a miss on the curve. Murakami down on strikes.
Michael, can I just say that was nasty? Look at this. It starts about his thigh, and it ends up in front of home plate. That late break, that high spin rate, it just drops off the table. And you're geared up, 98, 99, and then a 96-mile-an-hour cutter, and he drops this on me? That's what I noticed against the Phillies, too. His curveball was much sharper. And that's kind of a scary proposition for hitters because now he can pitch down and up.
And you saw his belt, which spells out, I have to say this right, Schlitt Show.
I'll let you say it wrong.
No.
I'll let you say it.
But he puts on a show. Most times he's out on the mound. Grounded, shortstop, Caballero, and a 1-2-3 inning for Cam Schlittler. White Sox go down in order, and we'll go to the second. The ultimate goal of an MLB fan? Well, seeing it all. The MLB Journey to 30 sweepstakes presented by T-Mobile, the ultimate bucket list. Enter now for your chance to win trips to all 30 ballparks. Yes, all 30. Go to MLB.com/journey to 30 sweeps.
How many ballparks will you see this year?
I haven't counted. A lot. Caballero checks the swing as we start the second. Be 8-9-1 in the Yankees order. Popped up on the left side. And Montgomery makes the play for the first out. So Martin had 29 pitches in the first inning, but he has to get right back out there because Schlittler had a 10-pitch first inning.
It was quick. And that's what Cam does. And you look at Martin, who's had trouble throwing strikes. He doesn't throw a lot of quick innings anymore.
0-1. So the Yankees had a home run in the first inning. Yesterday they won a game, 3-2, and they didn't hit a home run. And that's their 25th game this year where they didn't hit a home run. And the record in that game, in those games, 9-16. So somebody said, well, that's not good. Well, it happens to be very good. It's a .360 winning percentage around Major League Baseball. If you don't hit a home run, the average winning percentage is .328. So they are doing little things and getting runs in without hitting the home run.
Well, people always talk about the Yankees. All they do is hit home runs. They do steal a lot of bases, and they have found ways. I mean, they had a big bunt from Jazz Chisholm the other day. I think they have to be more creative in this time where you're missing so many people, and we've seen them do it a little bit. First to third. I would think for Davis Martin, too, a young pitcher, when you're struggling and you have 6 pitches that you use at least 14% of the time, sometimes it's probably hard to find which ones you have.
Swing and a miss. Wells down on strikes, 2-away.
Yeah, this is a really good curveball, and this has been lacking for him. He's thrown a lot of them way below the zone. He hasn't got hitters to chase, but he did there on Austin Wells. I mean, his breaking ball the first part of the season was fantastic. Hitters hit only 140. Lately, 290.
Grisham fouls it back.
Michael, you made a really good point about Grisham's at-bats, how he sees so many pitches, and Rice gets to see so much behind him when he leads off. His last at-bat, he saw 8 pitches. He saw 4 different types. That's almost everything he's got.
And that helps if you're on the on-deck circuit.
It also helps you to the next at-bat.
Challenging the ball call.
Another challenge by Romo. ABS challenge powered by...
Ball's overturned. Chicago has 2 challenges.
Another good challenge. The 0-2. 1-2. After tonight's game for the Yankees, 2/3 of the season over.
2/3?
Yep. Just missed.
Catcher challenging the ball call.
And another ABS challenge.
This could be a long night.
Call is confirmed. Chicago has 1 challenge remaining.
Romo getting a little cocky there.
That's the 3rd one already?
Mm-hmm. Two. Another full count.
And he had a chance to have a pretty quick inning. I mean, through 29, the first inning, he's thrown 12 so far. But again, Grisham seeing a lot of pitches.
Left side. long run for Vargas, and it falls untouched between Vargas and Antonacci. So in 2 at-bats, Grisham's seen 14 pitches. Number 15 will be on the way. High fly ball, right center, drifting over is Peters. He's there. And a 1-2-3 inning for Martin as he bounces back after the rough first. Well, some exciting news to share. Yes Network will be moving its streaming platform from Gotham Sports to the DAZN app following the Yankee season. This move to DAZN reflects Yes Network's continued commitment to elevate the streaming experience for our direct-to-consumer subscribers and TV Everywhere users. You'll still be able to stream the games on the Gotham Sports app now through the end of the Yankee season, whether you subscribe directly or authenticate through your TV provider. We'll keep fans posted as more information becomes available. Montgomery takes upstairs from Schlittler. Yankees lead 4-0 as we go to the bottom of the second. Foul back here. And out of play.
Boy, he can hit some high pop-ups. Good Lord. He's got elite bat speed. He's got power to all field. He's really done a number on the Yankees, especially against left-handers.
Two and one.
Michael, is it me, or do you remember his curveball being this good?
Well, he didn't use it that much, and I think that maybe he had a little bit of an awakening because some teams were sitting on the fastball and fouling it off, and now he's using it more. But this one's pretty filthy.
Yeah, the depth is amazing to me.
I mean, against the Dodgers, he had a great fastball, but they kept fouling it off, and you know, you keep fouling pitches off, and you have a lot of strikeouts, which he did. You're going to be out of the game in the 5th inning.
You know, this is a really young team, and it seemed to me that years and years ago, kids, when they came up, they could hit the fastball. But in today's game, where there's so much velocity in the big leagues and there's not as much in the minor leagues, I feel they're not prepared for it every day, and I think that's why you see a team like the White Sox struggle a little bit.
Swing and a miss. Montgomery down on strikes. Now, is it not in the minor leagues because the guys that throw it that hard get moved up right away?
They're up right away, and there's just not as much of it in the minor leagues. Everybody up here throws 95, it seems like, and above.
Here's Andrew Benintendi. Well, the White Sox offense is kind of tailor-made for Schlittler, 95 plus. They're 29th in batting average, 24th in slugging, 26th in strikeouts. And it's a little odd because it's a young team.
Well, that's my point. I just don't think you see velocity on an everyday basis down there.
Foul back over our booth. Let's take a look at Cam's arsenal on StatCast 3D by Google Cloud.
Well, four-seamers hard, cutters hard, sinkers hard, but that curveball, it's got great depth, and you see the difference in the velocity. It's almost like a changeup for him.
Fly ball left side. Jones on the run and makes the play. Joe, if you were king of the world, would you want him to have a change?
Yes, or maybe even a split. I would love it. And I think eventually he'll have one. But now's not the time to try to incorporate it to me. Everything he's doing is great. He leads the American League in ERA. I mean, how much more can you ask for?
Right.
I think he's going to have to make some adjustments on some teams where he uses his curveball a little bit more like he did against the Phillies. And he was really effective.
No, you talked about how he pitches well on the road, maybe because, you know, the vitriol that comes out of the stands, it pumps him up. And the Yankees certainly have taken note of how he likes to be dissed because it takes him to another level. Before a start, they played a clip of a Red Sox influencer, Jared Carabas, who said, you know, maybe he's coming back down to earth. They played him that clip just so that he went out angry after that.
It's Michael Jordan.
And he would make stuff up, Michael Jordan.
Yes. You know, if you have to make it up for him. I had a manager, Jim Essian, in Double-A and in the big leagues with the Cup. He would do it all the time. He would say, "Did you see what that guy said about you?" And this was before we had Twitter and all that. He would say, you know, he would come up with some unbelievable stuff. I don't know the last time I've seen him throw 4 breaking balls in a row. That has to be a first.
And Joe looks like he's driving the bus. He's calling pitches on his pitch count.
And I think when you look at that swing from Braden Montgomery, that he got to that fastball and was able to foul it off. It might be the reason he's seen so many curveballs, because obviously they got to feel that he can get to the high 4-seamer. I mean, that's above the zone, and he fouls it off.
Two-two. Swing and a miss. Didn't get to that one. That was an Aaron Judge fastball. 99. We go to the third.
Welcome back to the south side of Chicago. The Yankees rotation is an incredibly tight-knit group. And while they're laser focused while they're on the mound, they like to keep it light in the dugout as they're getting ready. And that was on full display on Saturday in Philadelphia. As I was trying to interview Cam Schlittler, Max Fried was not having it, pelting him with some sunflower seeds. I actually spoke to Fried today about Schlittler and his success this season. And he said one of the most impressive things to him is the fact that Schlittler, all the success came pretty quickly, and regardless of what was thrown his way, he's been able to handle it and handle it well. Any adversity, he's found a way to overcome it. More than that, the talent speaks for itself, but Fried told me he's not afraid to ask questions. He knows he has a lot to learn, and he knows he can get even better, and he wants to put in the work to do so. He said not only is he asking questions to different guys in the rotation, he's doing it on a daily basis, and he's asking good ones. He's not letting his talent alone be what it is. He feels like there's another level yet that he can get to, and guys, when you look at what he's done so far this season, kind of scary to think about. He thinks he can be even better than what we have seen this year.
You know, when you have that level of talent, Meredith, and you have that burning desire to be great, you ask questions and you try to put them into use. And so far he's been, I mean, really, he's been the Yankee ace.
And Michael, one of the things that he said to me over the course of this year is he's really fine-tuning his routine in between starts, how he prepares, how he attacks lineups. And that's a thing that he feels like in talking to guys like Max Fried and Garrett Cole, he's taken up a notch even from last year.
Ground ball by Rice. And Mydroth makes the play, 1 down.
He would have to be silly not to ask questions with the amount of success that veteran pitchers have had at this level. And, you know, you look at a Max Fried, he's not necessarily a power pitcher, but he's got 98 in his back pocket. Garrett Cole has been a power pitcher. Rodon has been a power pitcher. He's got a lot of different perspectives, and you can learn a lot.
And when it comes to Cole, class always seems to be open. He wants to mold and shape the pitchers. And they do ask him a lot of questions, and he's got a lot of answers.
Because he's been through so much. He's pitching for 14 years. I mean, he started off as a sinker baller, turned into a four-seamer guy with high velocity.
Rip foul.
When I watch Martin a little bit, and then I watch Cam, it's like he gives me a little anxiety because he's like fidgety. He's fidgety when he comes set, when he finishes.
Ground ball first base. Murakami makes the play. 2 down.
I know Aaron Boone is probably saying, come on, boys, can we blow somebody out? I mean, 8 of their last 11 wins have been by 2 runs or less. Can I just have a day where I can relax a little bit? I mean, I think about the first game. They won 9-5, but he had to bring his closer in.
Yep.
Can I just relax?
And he'd like to relax today because, Joe, their bullpen is really spent. There are a lot of guys out of that bullpen tonight that are not available. So he needs length out of Schlittler, and a big lead would make things a lot easier.
Sure would. Drop a 10 or 12 spot here.
They've been using that bullpen, as you can see from the bullpen budget. And they're trying to win games, so they protect that bullpen and those arms throughout the season, but you got to get wins, especially when you're a little undermanned.
You have to, because what will happen when you get to August and September is they won't be very good if you abuse them. And those are sometimes the most important games. We know that October is the most important month. August and September can be really important.
The 1-2. Grounded shortstop. Montgomery across the diamond. And another 1-2-3 inning for Davis Martin. We're going to go to the bottom of the third. Yankees are up 4-0. Well, this Thursday, it's the WNBA on Prime. Join us as the Minnesota Lynx take on the Toronto Tempo. Then it's the New York Liberty and the Las Vegas Aces. The WNBA on Prime tips off tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern. Look at Michael Jordan outside the United Center.
Did you watch the end of the Indiana-Seattle game last night?
No, I did not.
So in the third quarter, Caitlin Clark had like 16, and in the fourth quarter, Kelsey Mitchell had like 18 or 20. And they beat Seattle. But I'm thinking, you have 2 guards and carry the team for a whole quarter.
Pretty good.
Whew.
First pitch strike to Tristan Peters, bottom of the order for the White Sox against Cam Schlittler. Ties him up. Good fastball right under the hands.
Good luck on hitting that. That's a no chance. And if you hit it, your bat's gone. You might as well just go get another bat. You know what Tim Raines would be saying right now? Better get that foot down. Better get that foot down. Talking to the hitter, because you're late.
I mean, what a feather in the cap of the Yankees' development and their organization that 2 of the most important players on this team were drafted and developed by the Yankees. Ben Rice and Cam Schlittler, and of course Aaron Judge when he's healthy. But that's extraordinary, and they weren't high draft picks.
Michael, there's a lot of players that have fantastic careers that aren't high draft picks. I think our sport is so hard to predict exactly what you're going to get when you draft a player.
Well, Mike Piazza is in the Hall of Fame, and he was drafted around that doesn't exist anymore.
Not even close to existing.
Yeah.
Paul Goldschmidt was an 8th round pick. Ryan Sandberg was a 20th round pick.
So Peter's putting together a little bit of a battle. He's in a slump. He's 3 for his last 32. Calls time to think about it. You know, if I was a batter and Schlittler was on the mound, I'd be as nice as possible, because you know that if you anger him, he gets triggered.
Well, that word will get out. Yeah, I'd be walking up to him the day before.
How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, put my arm around him.
Grounded up the middle. Caballero gets Peters.
So, Michael, you made a good point about the development of the Yankee system, but I mean, look at the whole lineup. Your left fielder, Spencer Jones, developed by the Yankees. Your right fielder, Jason Dominguez, a Yankee.
Yep.
The battery is the Yankee, Schlittler and Wells, and Ben Rice, the DH. It's a lot of guys.
And the guys that weren't developed by the Yankees were acquired in deals for players that were developed by the Yankees.
So, way to go, development.
1-0. Aaron Boone was asked today, does he keep in contact with Brian Cashman with the trade deadline approaching? He said, well, we communicate every day anyway, essentially. He said, but I send them thought bubbles.
Thought bubbles?
Yeah, he said, like, if I have an opinion on a player they might be talking about, something pops into my mind, I give him a thought bubble. And I said, can you tell us what they were? He goes, no.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever heard that term, thought bubble.
Yeah, it's like in comic books,
Yeah,
somebody's thinking, but he made it a thing. Mydroth had a 2-run home run with 2 outs in the 9th inning yesterday. Stopped a scoreless streak by David Bednar, who still got the final out and nailed down the save. He had gone 21 games without allowing a run until that home run by Mydroth.
And Mydroth has really been good since the All-Star break in their 11 games. 343, 2 homers, 9 RBIs. Leads their team in RBIs since the break. He's been swinging really well.
High pop-up, way up there. And McMahon makes the play. Caballero was mirroring McMahon. If McMahon lost it at the last moment, or he's just trying to throw us off.
There's something about the pop-ups here, Michael. They go higher than most places. We saw a ton of them yesterday.
Here's Drew Romo. Foul back. I think this is a booth where we can get a souvenir.
Yeah, and that was fairly close.
Yeah.
You didn't give me a heads up.
I know you're locked in. You know everything that's going on.
You're too worried about your stir.
But you're the real star.
No, Straw's the real stir.
0-2. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Schlittler. 5 over the first 3. 9 up, 9 down. Spencer Jones leads off the fourth. In the first, a 3-run home run the other way. Let's take a look at the Spectrum exit velocity. It was 104.6 off the bat, traveled 380 feet the other way. And here he is.
You know, I was looking at the alleys here, Michael, because you like to know how far they are. They don't have numbers in their alleys to tell you the distance.
You're correct.
I don't like that.
You know what? Tomorrow, before the game, you and I walk it off. We'll see.
Sure, every step I take will be a yard, 3 feet. I'll measure.
No, you have to go toe to heel as Spencer Jones strikes out. So I've got a size 13 feet.
I'm not counting that many. You can. We'll see if we come up with the same number.
So it's 335 down the line and 400 to dead center.
What happened to the alley?
I don't know. So Davis Martin is settled down, and now on his line to Murakami. Chisholm retired. Two down, that brings up McMahon. Oh and 1. Since Jones hit that home run in the first inning, Davis Martin has retired 10 straight.
Their stuff. It's just that first inning, he was behind the whole time. Only 3 first pitch strikes in the first 7 hitters, and they got to him. He's really good when he's ahead in the count.
1 and 2. Romo tried to frame that. Missed outside, 2 and 2.
And I think he's got a few pitches tonight. There were a few that I would have challenged.
Lined into right center field. It's a base hit for McMahon. Peters cuts the ball off, fires it in. 2-out single for McMahon.
It's good to see, Michael, because you talked about all the lefties the Yankees have been seeing. He's not got a ton of at-bats since the All-Star break. Just a really good swing. He has a hard hit rate of over 50%. Major league average is 37, so when he does make contact, he usually hits it hard.
Here's Caballero with this pop-up to short in the second. Caballero's 4 for his last 34.
Yeah, and if you go back to that game with that situation in Pittsburgh, he's 1 for his last 19. And I wonder if that's had an effect on him.
Kind of takes him out of his routine.
His routine, yeah. And he's going to have to figure out a new routine. But
snap throw to first. Just getting back is McMahon.
yeah, it looked like Murakami was just too far out in front of first base and couldn't get the tag back to the back edge. They have him if he stays closer to the back, and there's no tag there.
Now, we mentioned this earlier about, if you were king of baseball. If I was king of baseball, you challenge in real time. You don't get to look at anything. You challenge in real time. First of all, it's holding up the game. The manager with his hand up. And the Yankees have a great guy in the tape room, and they have an advantage. But it should be you challenge in real time. You think you're safe? Challenge it. But I'm not the king of baseball, so it's not going to happen. Now it's time for Discipline That Delivers, brought to you by Vanguard, and this man has delivered.
Well, 9 up, 9 down, 5 strikeouts. You see the one on the nasty curve there, but the four-seamer has been predominantly his strikeout pitch up in the zone. The White Sox just aren't catching up. We'll see if they have a little bit more luck the second time through.
Since his last walk, he struck out 29, so it's very rare to see a power pitcher have that kind of command.
Yeah, that's the scary part, is the command that he has, and he holds runners. He doesn't give extra base runners. He's a high strikeout guy. It's what makes it so difficult to score on him.
So here's Antonacci. He has retired the side in order for the first 3 innings. Antonacci struck out looking to start off the bottom of the first. Now he starts the 4th. Lined and caught by McMahon. First really well-struck ball, but McMahon made the play.
Sometimes when you throw that cutter, you speed up a bat because they're sitting on fastball and they're geared up to hit it, and he was able to get the barrel. Antonacci has shown more power the last 30 games or so, but he still will go the other way extremely well.
Here's Murakami. He struck out in the first. Now, we mentioned that he doesn't really handle velocity that well, but he struck out on one of the nastiest curves you'll ever see.
Yeah.
Four 4-0 Yanks. 4 runs in the first inning. Spencer Jones, a 3-run home run, the big blow.
You know, we talked a lot about the Venezuelan players with what they went through these last 3 weeks. Well, he's going through it in his home country. His mom and dad had to go home early to Japan because of the 7.1 earthquake that they had in his hometown of Kumamoto.
High fly ball, center field. Two away. So here's Vargas. He's never hurried. You know, it just seems like he's walking in the park.
No. Just like you, Michael.
I'm hurried.
I don't know where that was. I mean, that cutter looked perfect.
No challenge. The 1-0. 1-1.
'97. Late life with a little slide and a little depth to it, and you're not going to hit it.
Two and one. Vargas grounded to short in the first. Another nice crowd here at Rate Field. Lined and over the leaping try of Ryan McMahon. A broken bat single by Vargas. And that's the first base runner for the White Sox after Schlittler retired the first 11.
Yeah, another cutter, and he hits it off the end of the bat and ends up breaking his bat. Didn't have as much movement as the other pitches, and it just gets over Ryan McMahon's head. And watch this. It doesn't have the movement that the other cutters have had. Didn't have the depth.
Well, Friday night in Philly, he retired the first 10 batters he faced, and tonight in Chicago, he retired the first 11. As Montgomery fouls it back.
So he lulls you to sleep in the windup, but in the stretch, he gets there really quickly. It's two complete different cadences because he does not have a high leg kick. And he basically just goes from right there.
Popped up on the left side. Giving it a look is McMahon, but in the seats by plenty. So the count 0-2. And Colson calls time. Taking a lot of time. One, two.
So how is this any different than what Caballero was doing?
It's remarkably similar.
Because he took his helmet off? I told you, this is my soapbox for the year.
2-2. Right, because he's not allowing Schlittler to deliver a pitch until the 8-second mark.
Nope. Still looking down, 8 seconds, looks up.
Yep. Two. Swing and a miss. Schlittler wins the battle nonetheless. No runs a hit and one man left. 4 in the books. Now it's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. And tonight's picture is of Christopher, Joey, Trey, and Sophia, who enjoyed their time at Yankee Stadium. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and mention yes in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. That one's lined right at my drop as Wells is retired. 1 pitch, 1 out. I was a little distracted there, Joe.
By the clown?
I'm not a clown fan. Why?
I'm not either, Michael.
I was looking for apartments a long time ago in Manhattan with a real estate agent, and I walked in and somebody lived there, and there was a clown up, a picture of a clown. I said, I'm out. I'm not buying this house. Because that means that clown would have been there forever, even if I took down the picture.
You know, you're very quick in your decisions, and it's ironclad. There's no change in your mind.
Was I right about bagging the clown? I just didn't want to be in that room.
I mean, it was like I brought up the Italian beef today. Right? And you're like, no, I don't like that. And I'm like, well, why not? Because I know how much you love steak.
Right.
And I said, you know, it's basically like shaved, you know, prime rib roast beef with
Right.
a little au jus. And you're like, ooh, I might like that.
But I've heard it has a little bit of a
well, if you
kick
put
to
hot
it.
peppers on it, it does.
Right. Can we order something right now?
Well, I don't know where we'd order it from. I bet they have them in the stands here. It is Chicago.
Yep. I think we should probably just shy away. Yeah, I don't like all that stuff on there.
Well, you
The
don't
beef I
have to
would
have
like.
this stuff.
Okay. But we should shy away from anything that I eat or drink because it caused an uproar yesterday, thanks to you.
Well,
Mr. T.
well, what caused the uproar is what you stirred the tea with.
But you had to illuminate everybody.
Yeah, the tea is fine.
Mm-hmm. Well, I brought a stir up to the booth today.
You know, I saw on Amazon you could get 1,000 for $8. I thought about sending a package to your.
Oh, look at this.
Look at this.
I mean, thank you, Jen. Wow. And little packets of honey.
And Michael, I think news traveled far and wide that you were missing a stir yesterday, because when I went into media dining today to get a cup of ice, there were probably about 250 stirs sitting there in a brand new box just waiting for you to grab one.
You have quite an influence on people.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Third time, third at bat, third 3-2 count on Trent Grisham. So a lot of those 79 pitches have been to Grisham.
You'd like to see him rewarded with something here too, because he's really done a good job.
21 pitches total he's seen. No reward there. Montgomery puts it away. There's Ben Rice. Doubled in the first inning and grounded to second in the third.
Another really good month for Ben Rice, hitting close to 290 with an OPS over 1,000 for the month. 8 homers, 19 RBIs. Had some really big RBIs on this trip too.
Two and one. Count 3-1.
You know, Martin's calling his own game too. I think it's on the side of his glove right there, and he's pushing the buttons. He's driving the bus.
Ball 4.
You know, we talk so much about the homers and the RBIs with Ben Rice, but we don't talk about is the run score, and that's a really important stat to me as well. And he's fourth in the American League with 70.
Fouled away. Dominguez walked and scored in the first inning, grounded to first in the third. Line, and it's a foul ball. Fair over the head of Murakami, but then it hooked in the air and landed foul.
Yeah, he smokes this curveball. This one's up to where he can get to it. He knows right away. He sees the hook on it right away. Says there's no reason to run 90 feet.
Strike 3, and it's going to be challenged by Dominguez.
The batter is challenging the strike ball.
And he got it wrong. So Dominguez strikes out. What should I do? Joe, what should I do? Stir or glasses? Friday nights are for the NWSL on Prime. This Friday, the North Carolina Courage take on the Orlando Pride in a can't-miss matchup at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on Prime. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Benintendi will lead off. Yankees lead 4-0. And a strike. White Sox have lost 4 of 5. Their lead is down to a game and a half over Cleveland, and the Twins are just 2 out now, as the Twins have won 5 of 6. And things are so tight in the wild card races in both leagues that day to day, some teams are changing their mind whether or not they want to trade. I mean, what happened today for the Tigers could have ramifications. Skubal started, they had a big lead, they ended up losing in 12 innings to the Orioles. So is that the last start ever as a Tiger for Skubal? And so a lot of people say, well, why don't you make the trades earlier? Because you have to have a partner.
Correct. And I think the longer it goes, a lot of times, the more the price goes up.
Yep.
And the Tigers could have got hot. They have not been winning a whole lot lately. They've lost some tough games. They lost a couple to Kansas City last week. But I would say there's only 8 teams right now that are going to trade players away.
Popped up on the left side. McMahon called off by Spencer Jones. I think the toughest decisions, Joe, will be the ones with teams that are within striking distance of that third wild card, where they come to the conclusion, listen, we might be able to sneak into the playoffs, but we're not doing anything. We don't have the ability to win a World Series, so we'll make trades for the future and just duck out of it now.
Yeah, I agree with that. And there's a number of teams that are like that. Some teams are ahead of schedule. You know, I think Washington is probably ahead of where they thought they would be at this time. I would say the White Sox are ahead of schedule, but they're winning the division, so they can't.
Only 3 American League teams are more than 5 games out of a playoff spot. Kansas City, the Athletics, and the Angels. The 1-0. 2-0 on Braden Montgomery.
So if you were to make a prediction,
right,
a guess, whatever you may want to call it, after Skubal, who is the guy, the biggest name that has a chance to be traded?
Well, I guess you'd have to say Mason Miller, but I don't know if he has a chance. Who knows?
Because
what
they're
AJ
in it
Preller,
again.
Yeah, if AJ Preller wants to trade him. It looks like the Angels are in business. They could trade their 2 starters. They could trade their shortstop, Zach Neto. Those are interesting pieces. The Mets might trade Peralta or Holmes.
Brazoban.
Yep. Maybe even Weaver.
I mean, San Diego's a game and a half out of the wild card right now.
2-2. To Caballero on 1 hop. There's Peters. And there's that curve.
Are we calling it that curve?
Yeah, why
like,
not?
There's that pitch, there's that curve. I like that. Peters has made a lot of progress this year when you look at his numbers. The first 51 games, 248, 673. The last 51, 301 and 847 OPS. Huge improvement.
Line down the right field line. Foul. Happy fans.
It's pretty good seats right there. I like what Jim Wolf did there. He gave Peters a little bit of extra time going to clean off the plate, knowing that he had just run hard down the first base line, understanding that we don't need to rush. I know what's going on. I've been in this game 28 years. Yeah, and you look at those numbers he's had, and he's really struggled the last 11 games. Since the break, it's been really tough for him.
Fouled away, almost hit the ball boy. Didn't even flinch.
When you spend winters here, Michael, and it's windy and it's gray and it's cold, a little baseball ain't gonna hurt you.
Really?
Yeah. You live in Florida, a little soft, you'd be getting out of the way. Do you remember the White Sox bat boy who used to run up and tell the base runner to slide or not slide?
No.
Oh, yeah. He got in trouble.
Oh, like when somebody's trying to score?
Yeah, only on the White Sox, though. He didn't help the other team.
Wow. No,
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Strike three, and it's going to be challenged. Peters taps the helmet.
Catcher challenging strike call. Hitters.
And Peters can't believe it.
Ball confirmed.
Another strikeout for Cam
Chicago
Schlittler.
0.
He's faced one over the minimum through 5 innings, giving up just one hit. He is dealing. Well, let's take a look at the news around the league presented by Spectrum. Tarek Skubal, 1,000 strikeout in the first inning today. Got a big ovation. Could be his last start ever as a Tiger. Jock Peterson is heating up last 9 games. Look what he's done for the Rangers. And the Phillies, wow, what's happening? They blew a 6-0 lead today against Miami. They've lost 9 of the last 12 games they played. Wow.
Yeah, they've lost every series coming out of the break. Kyle Schwarber's been sick the last few days, and he hasn't played, and he's really important to that offense. Duran gave it up on Monday.
And they had a 6-0 lead today with Luzardo on the mound, who really shut down the Yankees.
He has been great on the road all year long. Martin's done a really good job of settling down after the first inning, and it didn't look like he was going to get through 3 or 4, but he's in the 6th right now.
And down goes Goldschmidt, looking at a called third strike. Much better performance than the one he had at Yankee Stadium against the Yankees.
Yeah, and this is just a good two-seamer that Paul thinks is going to be off the plate, and you see the good run that he has coming back. He just settled down. And he's not one of those guys, it looked like he tweaked something that is not good the first time through. I mean, he's really good the first time through, and each time he goes through, the numbers get worse. So it's not one of those guys you say you got to get him early.
Up the middle and through for base hit. A blistering line drive by Spencer Jones, who was 2 for 3.
Yeah, Spencer sees him really well. He's 3 for 4 in his career with 2 home runs, and he almost takes his head off here. Look out. Wow. Michael, I got hit with a line drive like that pitching my freshman year in high school.
Right.
And I said, no more. I'm done.
Really?
Yes. I got hit in the chest. So I'm going back to put the gear on.
Flush in the chest?
Oh,
or did you
yeah. I
deflect it?
didn't get nothing, Michael.
Really?
Yeah. I said, chest protector, I'm safe.
So I read a story that when Spencer was in Little League, he was like 6'2", 6'3". And, he would hit these hard line drives everywhere as an 11 and 12-year-old. And the other parent said, when he comes up, we should put an L screen in front of the pitcher. And they went to Spencer's dad, and he said, you can do that, but you have to do it for every other kid. I don't want my kids to be looked at as standing out. And they didn't do it, but then those parents proved somewhat prescient because he's the one who broke Clay Holmes' leg in the big leagues earlier this year.
There are some dangerous line drives, definitely hit up the middle.
Runner goes. The throw to second goes into center field. Popping up is Spencer Jones, and he'll go right to third. Second stolen base of the year for Spencer Jones.
And the 5th error on Drew Romo. And a lot of times when a guy gets a big jump, what do? You rush. And when you rush, you usually make a bad throw. You turn one base into two. Now with one out, a sac fly or a ball where the infielder has to dive possibly gets a run in.
Infield in. Ball fouled back.
Jazz had a good pitch there to drive to left center. Just got underneath it a little bit. And I've seen, to me, that has been his biggest issue. He's been underneath the ball too much this year.
No, we talked about the trade deadline earlier, and there's a story in the Post today where Spencer Jones said, I can't be distracted by the trade rumors. He said, this has been going on since I'm in the minor leagues. You always hear my name. And he said, and you can't let it get you away from what you have to do. He said, I am not paying attention. He said, I'm just not. I've got to go out and do my job.
Yeah, and that's a great attitude to have, and sometimes it's hard.
Another strikeout of Jazz Chisholm. Let's check out Spencer Jones, and Mel Allen wants to say,
how about that?
All right, by the time he was 12 years old, he already stood 6'3". He hit so hard in Little League that adults discussed putting up a protective screen, which we just told you. Childhood baseball dream was simply to be good enough to play in the Cape Cod League. We've gone a little further than that.
And the reason it's so hard when you're a player, a young player like that, is because you have everybody calling you, say, did you see your name in that trade? Did you see? And you're like, enough, stop calling me. Turn your phone off. Tell mom and dad, don't bring it up. And if you call, I'll answer.
And that's why every player knows everything that's said badly about them in social media. Because even if they turn it off and don't listen to it, their friends tell them, their family tells them, it's hard to duck it.
So for all the friends and family of Spencer Jones, don't tell him if you see a rumor. Let the kid play.
Ripped down the right field line, and it hooks foul.
Their protective screen seems to go.
Those same guys.
Go really far down that right field and left field line.
It does. Now one of the three is going to be unhappy, Joe. He doesn't have
Night's not over, Michael.
That's true. Ryan McMahon might hit one right to him. Look, I got a ball and you don't. 2-2. Fair ball. Nice stab there by Murakami. And he flips to Martin. That's an impressive 6 innings for Martin after that 4-run first. Well, join the Yankees on Saturday, August 8th, as they celebrate their 78th Old Timers Day, presented by Fresh Direct. Arrive early and see your favorite Yankees legends put on the pinstripes and take the field again. Tickets going fast, so get your tickets today at Yankees.com. So that's, we just saw a career high of pitches for
106.
Yeah.
He did a really nice job after that first inning.
It seriously looked like he might not even get out of that first inning the way he was pitching.
Yeah, I mean, he gave up 6 hits. He gave up 3 in the first inning. He gave up 5 hits, 3 in the first inning. All the runs were in the first inning.
So far, a great performance by Cam Schlittler, facing one batter over the minimum. He allowed just 1 base run or a single, broken bat single of Vargas. So since Fried allowed 3 first-inning runs on Monday, since then, 13 straight scoreless innings by Yankee starters.
It's a good formula for wins. It's the first sinker I believe he's thrown tonight, Michael.
Fly ball, right center, drifting back is Trent Grisham, and he makes the play.
He's got that no panic either. When you look at Trent Grisham play the outfield and everything that he does. I saw a stat today, Michael, that was a little bit surprising to me, that the White Sox have the lowest OPS from their catchers. Right. And they've missed Kyle Teel most of the year, their starting catcher. And then it's the Yankees. But what surprised me was the third team, the Philadelphia Phillies.
It has to be because Realmuto started the season poorly. He's only picked up lately.
Yeah, and he hasn't gotten a ton of help from the other guys, obviously, because I know his OPS is higher than what the third place is, but I was a little bit surprised to see that.
What would you do, Joe? I mean, this could apply to the Yankees as well. Both of their catchers are very good defensively, Sanchez and Wells. That, okay, you can make a trade for a catcher that can hit when he's bad behind the plate. What would you do?
I'll take the guy that's good behind the plate.
Without the offense.
Because the Yankees, if and when they get healthy, should have plenty of offense. That one spot on the diamond shouldn't make that big of a deal.
Romo goes down on strikes.
And Austin Wells has done a pretty good job with his staff. When you look at the numbers of the staff, we take another look at this really, really good curveball. I mean, it's just getting better and better, and that's not a good thing for the people that have to face him.
Eight strikeouts for Schlittler, no walks. Crowd of 31,694 here at Rate Field.
What was it?
31,694. Deep to center field. On the run is Grisham. And he makes the play to retire Antonacci. 6 shutout innings for that man, Cam Schlittler. The Yankees lead this one 4-0. Hey, it's time to name that Yankee. Let's check it out. 293 average, 52 home runs, 224 ribbies. Started with the Yankees. Final year was with the White Sox. No idea, Joe?
No.
Need some clues?
Yeah, just write the name down on a sheet of paper. It's a really good clue.
A big part of baseball history. Grounded fair inside third off the bat of Caballero. And he's going to go for 2. The throw from Antonacci. Oh, it's him plenty of time. But with a funky slide, he gets in there with a double. He was out by about 6 feet.
Yeah, I think Meidroth ends up dropping this ball. I mean, it's a really good slide, the old swim move. And he drops the ball on the tag. I think he might have had him. And you can see Caballero saying safe. And it's interesting, Murphy gave up the double the other day to Jazz Chisholm when they scored in that 4th inning, tied up 3-3. He's going hard. He finds a way to get in there. And now this would be a big run for the Yankees to pick up here. Really good throw. And you look at Antonacci, he's a second baseman by trade, and they've moved him out to left field, and he's actually been pretty good. He's improved as time has went on.
Wells tries to bunt. I guess he just fouled it off a bit, so strike one.
It was kind of the in-between bunt. He's either got to sacrifice or bunt for a hit, and to me, he was kind of in between there, and he stabbed at it. And it's not something that he does a lot. You want to make the third baseman field this ball. You don't want it to go to the pitcher. The first baseman can charge hard, so make the third baseman field the ball and come in hard.
So Chris Murphy takes over for Davis Martin.
He's got good stuff. At times, throwing strikes has been his trouble. So far, he's done a good job tonight. He's given up 2 runs in his last 6 innings of work.
And he was the first one out of the bullpen Monday, and he allowed the tying Chisholm double and Jones's RBI ground out. That was in the 4th inning. 4-seam average fastball, 96.3, 4th highest among American League lefties.
He'd get it up to 99 too, so he's got a little bit extra.
3-2.
You'd like to see Wells win this battle. He was 0-2. He tried to bunt one, and then he swung, and then he took a strike. He's gotten back to 3-2.
Fouled away. Driven to center field. Peters makes the catch, tagging Caballero. Here's the throw. It's not in time.
I know that's going to go down as an 0 for 1 right there, but that is a fantastic at bat. I mean, that is called doing your job, getting the runner over to third base with less than 2 outs, and you do it where if you bunt it, it's not an at bat. But that's a really good at bat by Austin Wells, and his at bats have really picked up the last 2 weeks.
Well, they have to bring the infield in. Yankees lead 4-0, top of the 7th inning. And here's Grisham, who's 0 for 3. Way outside.
You know, I heard a little John Sterling in your voice there. Well,
Really?
my boy, they got to bring the infield in.
It'll be a 1-0.
Boy,
They had something on. They were going to throw to third.
They like to pick a lot, and they'll pick 2 pitches in a row thinking that maybe he didn't get the picture that I'm trying to pick. I mean, Carroll's the same way, their other catcher. These are active catchers when it comes to throwing. You got to make sure you get back to the base.
Oh, Romo held that. Probably saying to the home plate umpire, "Oh, Jim, I don't know, Jim."
Bugsy used to yell at the catcher, tell him, throw the ball back. Throw the ball back. The umpire hates you.
There's a strike. Caballero leads off third with 1 out. Yankees have 6 hits. The White Sox just 1 against Schlittler. Throws him. Strike 3. Trent Grisham down looking.
That is by far his breaking ball, and he threw one 2-1, and then he throws one 2-2. It's got plus sweep and plus depth, and he started both of them right at Trent Grisham and was able to strike him out.
Ben Rice ducks out of the way of a curveball that drops in for a strike.
It was interesting. He didn't throw one of those to Austin Wells. And now it's all he's throwing to the lefties.
One and two. Fouled away. Swing and a miss. And that will do it as Rice strikes out. Caballero stranded at third. Time for the stretch here in Chicago. Now it's time for the 7th inning recap, brought to you by Car Shield. And all Yankees with the 4 runs in the first inning, and Cam Schlittler has made that stand up. Spencer Jones, a 3-run home run, the big blow. 1 of 2 hits for him in the White Sox offense, just a single. No extra base hits, no other base runners. Schlittler has thrown just 77 pitches. And we mentioned this earlier, Joe. I'm sure that Aaron Boone feels like hugging this guy. The bullpen is completely exhausted and spent, and he needed length out of this guy, and he has 77 pitches going to the 7th inning.
And I'm sure he's praying that he can get as many outs in the next 2 innings with the 23 or so pitches that are remaining. He's averaged about 13 an inning, and that would take him to about 103. I don't know if he'll let him go that far, but get some quick outs here, you might be able to get 8 out of him.
Now, he's thrown 2,094 pitches this season, and that's 4th in the majors.
But it hasn't necessarily always been a really, really stressful 2,000 because he doesn't throw a ton of pitches per inning and have a ton of base runners.
Now, one thing that he's done, he's lowered his ERA on the road. So he came in today with a 1.08 ERA away from Yankee Stadium. That's for 13 starts. And the best road ERA through 13 starts in Major League history belongs to Roger Clemens at 0.52, the 2005 Astros. A strike, 2-2 on Murakami. And those are the numbers that I'm talking about, and that's where Schlittler stands through 13 starts. And right now, through 6 innings, the ERA has dropped from 1.08 to 1.01.
And I think, Michael, the lowest road ERA since the live ball era was .81 by Bob Gibson in 1968, and I believe he was the MVP that year.
Still 3-2. Saw Richards yesterday, warming again today. And there's the first walk issued by Cam Schlittler.
Interesting pitch selection there to me, because I think for him it would probably be fourth on his list when it comes to throwing strikes with. And he has a 4-run lead. It's 1 run if he hits a home run. Now he needs a double play.
And Vargas gets hit. Flush.
That was loud, and I believe it missed every bit of that pad in his lower forearm.
And that was 98 miles an hour.
Yes. He's been so important to their team offensively, his leadership.
Now Blake will come out and talk with Schlittler. I've always been amazed, Joe, that more bones aren't broken by something like this.
You don't want to see a guy get hit in the lower elbow, but he's probably lucky it wasn't in his hand, because I think it would have broke his hand. And he gets hit hard here.
I think it got him. It looked like it was going to get him above the elbow, and then it might have been a little
yeah,
bit
I think
below.
it got just below the elbow. It's probably a pretty good place because there's some muscle there on the side.
Yankees get the bullpen up, as you saw Blackburn and Cruz.
See, we take a look at this where it hits. Yeah.
Like the side of the elbow.
Yeah.
Well, first runner in scoring position against Schlittler. And here's Colson Montgomery, who struck out twice against the Yankee right-hander. Popped up. Infield fly rule called as McMahon makes the play.
Benintendi's been really good in these situations the last 44 games. He has 30 RBIs, and he's hitting .356 with runners in scoring position. So this becomes a really, really big at bat. He's one of the few guys that hasn't struck out against Cam. 2 fly balls to left field.
Outside. 1-0 on Benintendi. Waved at that pitch.
Benintendi's a guy that wants the ball down in the zone. Remember the grand slam he hit off of Duvall, the home run he hit off of Cole at Yankee Stadium. Both balls down in the zone.
Foul back.
He almost has that look of disgust with himself. Like, I allowed 2 base runners to walk and hit by pitch.
Popped up. McMahon gives it a look. Over the screen. Trade has happened, Joe.
Another one.
Hoppy has gone from the Angels to the Rangers. Fouled away.
Was originally a Philly. I think he came over he went over there in the Brandon Marsh trade. Grew up in Long Island.
Big Yankee fan.
Huge.
Two-two. Hit sharply and fair. Past the diving Goldschmidt and down the right field line. Murakami scores. Here comes Vargas. He'll score. The throw comes into second. It's a two-run double for Benintendi, and it's 4-2 Yanks. Oh, they held Vargas up at third, my bad. So it's 4-1 Yanks. Not sure why they didn't send him. The throw came into second.
Yeah, he gets a cutter, and he gets it up in the zone, and that little 4 or 5 miles an hour that's taken off allows him to pull this ball down the line. And Dominguez comes up with it quick, and that's probably why they stopped Vargas. But you're right, Michael. He came up throwing to second base. He should have come up throwing to Jazz Chisholm as the cutoff, and the Yankees caught a break there. I mean, he thinks he's going, and then the third base coach puts on the stop sign.
Well, that double by Benintendi knocks Cam Schlittler out of the game. Second and third, one man out. Cam Schlittler is a perfectionist. 14 consecutive scoreless inning streak snapped, and he was really, really angry.
And Michael, I think when he looks back at this inning, he's going to look at the 3-2 curveball to Murakami, probably his third or fourth best pitch when it comes to throwing a strike. And they let Benintendi beat him on a cutter.
And the Yankees make the call to the bullpen, brought to you by Taco Bell, bringing in Fernando Cruz. You've been saying this in the last 2 years that we've worked together. The cutter scares you because a lot of damage is done on that pitch.
Hey, look at most pitchers. I mean, you look at Schlittler, it's the highest slug of any pitch that he throws.
Because if it's not cutting the way you want it, it's not placed the way you want it, what it is a less velocity fastball.
Yeah, it was originally used to keep left-handers from diving out over the plate on change-ups and sinkers. But now guys use it all the time, and it's become somewhat of an effective pitch. But you look at Davis Martin, a .533 slug on his cutter.
One-two, and not all cutters are equal. I mean, you could say, well, Mariano only threw a cutter, but that was a very special pitch.
Yes. Greg Maddux came up with the cutter because everything he had almost went away from left-handed hitters, and that's what he came up so he could tunnel the two-seamer in on left-handers off of it.
Popped up. Jazz Chisholm makes the play. Big out for Cruz and the Yankees.
Yeah, and that's rare because Braden Montgomery hits the ball on the ground about 56, 57% of the time. Major League average is like 44, and he got him underneath that pitch. Look at Garrett Cole talking to him. I love this. It's fresh in his mind. He's covering his mouth. He could be a pitching coach or a manager one day.
Well, class is in section. Second and third now, 2 outs. Here's Tristan Peters. Oh and 1. One. Yankees know that Tampa Bay has beaten Texas already 3-0. So, if you want to stay 1.5 out, you got to finish this one off.
See his numbers against right-handers, very, very good. Doesn't play against left-handers a whole lot.
Waved over the splitter.
And to me, that's the interesting thing about this White Sox team. I don't think they expected to be in this position. See the great depth on that. And because of that, they platoon some of their young players. If they were 10, 15 games over, this kid would be playing every day.
Right.
And now he's not getting the at-bats against them because they're in it.
Swing and a miss. Nice performance by Cruz as he strands the 2 base runners left by Schlittler, but the White Sox get a run. Well, stream live Yankee games on Yes with the Gotham Sports app. You can purchase a subscription directly from the Amazon Channel store or download the app at gothamsports.tv and stream for free with an eligible TV subscription. Clash is still in session between Cole and Schlittler. New pitcher is Trevor Richards. As we start the 8th inning.
He actually threw 2 innings on Monday night and was really good. He had 4 strikeouts. Didn't give up a hit, no walks.
Okay, with that 2-out appearance by Cruz, he has stranded 34 of 39 inherited base runners. And that's the most in the majors, 34 stranded base runners.
Michael, I'm glad you brought that up because every manager that I know loves to have that guy that you know you can bring in a tough situation and he won't buckle. You have to have that guy, I understand. And that is Fernando Cruz. When I was managing with the Yankees, it was David Robertson. And you're like, oh, I can bring him in. He'll get out of it. He'll figure. And they just have a knack for doing it. It brings out the best in them.
Lined and caught by Murakami. 1 away.
He's saved a couple doubles. His hitters, if Wells is lined out to him, there's a line out.
Now the Yankee bullpen is quiet, which would lead you to believe that Cruz is going to pitch the 8th. So it's interesting, Joe. Cruz has been such an effective reliever for the Yanks. But when it comes to extra innings, he's not.
No.
It's really odd.
Yeah, that's hard for me to understand. I think a lot of times people become really patient in that situation on him and make him throw strikes. It's also probably a fairly small sample size to where you feel pretty good about him getting a strikeout with a runner on second.
Well, I did some snooping around, talking to people about it. And this was pretty much what I heard. The Yankees, with their relief pitchers, put the pitchers in lanes where they are going to succeed, where they have the best chance to succeed. That one is looped into right field. It's going to dunk in for a base hit. When you come in extra innings, there's no luxury about that. You're coming in at that point, doesn't matter who's coming up. You're the pitcher that's going to pitch.
And a lot of times by that time, a lot of the relievers have been used up.
Yep.
So maybe the guy that you would have thought of bringing in has already been used.
Exactly. So you can't really match up where you could be most effective. Here's Spencer Jones. Goldschmidt picks up his 2nd hit. Jones has 2 hits. The big one in the first inning.
Yeah, this is a big 3-run home run. It looked like it was on a changeup or a sinker that was about thigh high, and he smoked it to left field. Then he hit a hard line drive up the middle that almost decapitated Martin. That's the pitch that he has to learn to lay off. First time up in the big leagues, Michael, he struck out 44% of the time. Next time, 40. Now he struck out 2 times in 12 at bats, so he is getting better. Maybe spoke too soon.
Yeah, he didn't knock the.
But that's still better than what he was doing. I mean, this changeup is as good as anyone's in baseball right there. And you think about the combination of up-down, the high fastball up, and then the change down.
Here's Jazz Chisholm Jr. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Yeah, it looks like it will be Cruz in the 8th.
Yeah, they're going over the hitters that he's going to see. He's got Mydroth leading off the 8th inning. Then Romo, and then Antonacci.
When you faced a pitcher that you knew had a great changeup, did you ever sit changeup?
No, I just said good luck and don't miss the fastball if he throws it. I wasn't good enough to necessarily sit soft and try to foul something off hard.
And there is a ground ball grab by Mydroth. He took a base hit away from Chisholm to end the inning. No runs a hit. 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Well, the Yankees return to Prime next Wednesday. Take on the Cardinals. Don't miss a minute of the Yankees beginning at 6:30, only on Prime. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is 4-1 Yankees. The 4 runs in the first inning still holding up. Mydroth leads off against Fernando Cruz. And a strike. So Blackburn is heating up. Caro is on deck. One and one. Mydroth is 0 for 2. Had a 2-run home run in the 9th inning yesterday. Grounded and off the glove of a diving McMahon, and it kicks off into foul territory as Mydroth picks up a double.
Swinging the bat really well since the All-Star break, and it continues, and he's doing it late in the game. A home run, a 2-run homer last night in the 9th. You see this double in the 8th. Just by McMahon. He had a chance for it. It goes off of his glove. Just about 2 or 3 inches too short, his glove. He ends up with a double.
So Edgar Caro is going to pinch hit for Romo. (4-1) Yankees, bottom of the 8th. 1-0.
It's a young man that had a pretty good year last year. He had about 260, and it's been a struggle this year. But he went home over the winter and wanted to try to incorporate his lower half more, his hips. And he just has never found his rhythm, so he's trying to go back to what he did last year.
And he pops it up. Caballero makes the play. And a trip to the mound Blackburn is ready, and Boone will signal for that right-hander. Pretty good job by Cruz getting out of that jam in the 7th. Leaves a runner on second with 1 out here in the 8th. I was trying to name that Yankee. Here are the clues. It's considered an 8. He was the first pick in the draft by the Yankees. It's Ron Blomberg, the first designated hitter in baseball history. Big left-handed batter. A lot of power. Played some outfield, mostly first base. And there he is with the White Sox at Old Comiskey, which was located right across the street from this one. Paul Blackburn deals low. First overall pick in the 67 draft, first DH in Major League history. And actually, when you work around the injuries, 302, 856 OPS in 7 years with the Yanks. Always like to tell the story, Joe, because teachers are so important. And I was in 6th grade when he debuted as the first DH. And I was at school. And my 5th grade teacher, who was a big sports fan and knew how much I loved the Yankees. 1-1. Deep to right field. Dominguez back on the track at the wall. See ya. A 2-run home run for Antonacci. And all of a sudden we have a game. It's 4-3.
Yeah, and I don't even know if this pitch was a strike, Michael. It was up and in, and he pulled his hands in really, really well. Hit it down the right field line and didn't get it over by much, but he got it over enough. His 8th home run of the year. And a lot of those have come in the last 30 games or so.
So with one swing, we have a 1-run game. A game the Yankees led 4-0. And here's a guy who could tie it with one swing. It's Murakami. Driven out deep to left center field. Grisham back, track, wall, see ya. Back-to-back home runs. And the game is tied at 4.
Well, that's home run number 23 for him, and he missed about 35 games with a hamstring injury. And coming in today, he was 2nd in Major League Baseball's in home runs per at-bat at 1 every 11.4, and he knew he got it as he flipped the bat pretty early. Ton of power.
Blackburn has been so money and gives up 2 home runs here as the game is tied. Consecutive pitches, a 2-run home run, a solo shot. Two and 0. First time since May 13th he's allowed 2 or more runs. Shallow left center. Grisham's there to make the play.
Yeah, the first home run to Antonacci, he's trying to go up middle, and he gets it there, and it probably is a strike, and he's given that little lean, that Carlton Fisk lean, and it ends up staying fair. The wind was a little tricky, and here's the second one. This is a curveball, and he just drives it the other way. You see the power that he has got. He's got really, really good power to be able to do that on a slow curveball.
Here's Colson Montgomery. Pitch goes to the backstop. So considered a rookie, and he has 23 home runs. And that was his 49th run batted in. 2-0. So a surprising turn of events. 4-1 turns into 4-4. Count 3-0.
That's why you play all 9 innings, Michael. After the first inning, it was 4-0. Schlittler was rolling.
Way outside, so Montgomery walks. So second most Japanese-born rookie all-time, home run-wise, and first is Okamoto. And here comes Matt Blake to talk with Blackburn and settle him down. Give me an opportunity to quickly finish that story. So I'm in school, 6th grade, and I'm very depressed that my mom and dad wouldn't let me stay home to see the first DH ever. And my 5th grade teacher, Ken Wilkoff, at 2 o'clock, he rolls a TV into our room, plugs it in, puts on channel 11 WPIX. I watched the first at bat. He walked, and then he unplugged the TV and left. He did that just for me.
Wow, that's incredible.
Isn't that a great teacher?
It had to have the bunny ears, right? Because back then there was no cable.
Yeah, imagine a teacher doing that though.
No, that's that. Wow. What
My 5th grade teacher had more impact on me than any teacher ever.
More than Paul O'Neill?
Is he my teacher, or just my guide?
Yeah, that's a special teacher.
Yes.
Mine was Dave Lang.
What year?
Had him for math my freshman and sophomore high school, and he was my coach in football and baseball.
There's a strike to Benintendi. Pinch running at first base is Acuna, and he could swipe a bag. Popped up, shallow left. Who's going to get it? Caballero out there, and he puts it away. But the damage has been done. Couple of home runs, 3 runs in the 8th. We go to the 9th, all tied at 4. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Blackburn's been so great for the Yankees, but he gives up the 2 home runs. The game is tied. Caro takes over behind the plate. Acuna takes over at shortstop, and Grant Taylor takes over on the mound.
Grant Taylor's got a big arm, and we saw some of him last year. He'll get up to 101, and his curveball is outstanding as well. And he has a slider, so this is big-time stuff here.
And a strike as we start the 9th inning. The Yankees have taken the first 2 games of this 4-game set. 74 strikeouts in 52 1/3 innings. Pitch high. Bottom third of the order for the Yankees: McMahon, Caballero, and Wells. There's a strike. Yankees are scoreless in this game since the first inning. Ground ball first base. Murakami beats McMahon to the bag. 1 away.
Like the Yankees have hit a lot of hard balls to Murakami, and he has made every play. And when you look at Grant Taylor, he is 4th in the AL. Comes up to strikeouts percentage at 34.9 amongst relievers. Big time stuff.
One and 0. Foul back. Taylor, 24 years old. He has stepped in to get most of the saves since Sir Anthony Dominguez was bumped out of the closer role. Foul back to the screen. 4 runs on 7 hits for the Yankees. 4 runs on 5 hits with 1 error for the White Sox. Mic drop, shades up the middle at second. Foul the other way and out of play.
During the course of this game, the Yankees have had 11 hard hit balls. Only 4 of them have been hit. Some bad luck tonight. The guy in deck's had some as well. He's lined out tonight.
Caballero trying to get on, then he could put his speed to use. He has 23 stolen bases. Two and two. That's who Montgomery's going to face in the bottom of the ninth. Well, that's who Blackburn's going to face, starting with Montgomery. And the pitch. Good at bat so far for Caballero. And the count is full. The young righty deals. Grounded in the hole. Backhanded by Acuna. Sets, fires, got him.
Acuna has played some center field, but his natural position is the infield as a shortstop. He's got a very good arm. He's got good hands.
Here's Austin Wells. Last 11 games, he has 3 home runs. As the first pitch is low, 1-0. High fly ball, center field. Peters is there, and the Yankees go down in order against Taylor. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. It's a 4-4 game. Well, here's a look at the Yankees' upcoming schedule brought to you by Booking.com. One more game against the Sox in this 4-game set. It's a 2:10 start, and you can see it on Yes, and the Yankees move to the other side of town. Now they'll play the Cubs a 3-game series Friday afternoon on Yes, Saturday on Fox, and then Sunday will be on Yes. Then the Yankees head home, 3 games against the Cardinals. Thursday's an off day. Friday the Braves come in, and Saturday of that series, Old Timers Day coverage begins at noon that Saturday.
I believe our group in left field without the shirts is bigger tonight.
Yeah, it seems like it's growing.
Yeah, it's added a section probably with this little come from behind that they have working here. People have gotten excited, and this kid's a tough out. He has been on base 30 of his last 32 games coming into tonight, and he has not gotten on so far tonight. So he has been an on-base machine for this White Sox club the last 32 games.
And a strike from Blackburn. Montgomery is struck out, grounded to short, and popped to second. Oh, and 2. Swing and a miss. Montgomery strikes out to start off the bottom of the 9th.
Everything running away from him here, and this is a really good changeup. You see the run that it has, and he runs out of bat. So a really good start this inning for Blackburn.
Here's Tristan Peters. He's 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts. 1-0. A 4-4 game. Yankees hoping for extra innings. And a strike. Peters hits .375 in the 9th inning, and a team best 9 hits in the 9th. White Sox have 7 walk-off wins. That's tied for second in Major League Baseball. And down goes Peters, 2 away.
Yeah, again, another outstanding changeup. That's a pitch that has worked so well for him this year. Now you got to be careful with Mydroth, because he looks like he looks to pull late in games, as we saw him hit a 2-run homer last night and a double down the left field line tonight. Yeah, here's his home run last night off of Bednar. It's not even a strike, and he pulls his hands in, and that makes it 3-2. But Bednar was able to get the next out, and the Yankees were able to close out the game.
1-1. Mydroth is 1 for 3. Well, Wells made the final out of the 9th. He would be the runner to start off the 10th inning at second base. Yankees could use a pinch runner. They still have Ali Sanchez remaining.
When you look at fastest base runner, it would be Volpe.
Chop, shortstop, charging Caballero, fires to first, just got him. Just got Mydroth hustling down the line. Let's see if they challenge. And they shouldn't. He is out. So we are tied at 4-4. That means it's time for free baseball coming up in the 10th. Yankees and the White Sox. Extra innings, not the Yankees' best friend, particularly on the road. At home, second best record in baseball since they came up with this rule. On the road, 17-32. Only the White Sox are worse. Yankees 1-6 in extra innings this season, and that's the worst in baseball. So Max Schumann is going to pinch run for Wells. He is the ghost runner, and Grisham at the plate. Up and away. So Grant Taylor in for a second inning of work. He was dominant in the 9th. Taylor's had 10 two-inning outings this season, so this is not unusual for him.
I think when the season started, they went in with the idea that you'd go with the experienced Sir Anthony Dominguez as your closer and use this kid and use him in multiple innings, and that's what they've done with him. But he probably is their best reliever.
Drops a curveball in there for a strike. Tim Hill is up. Grisham 0 for 4. Acuna trying to check back Schumann. And down goes Grisham.
Well, he's got good stuff, and you see the live four-seamer that he gets Grisham to swing underneath. Now it's going to take probably a hit to score.
Ben Rice. Double and a walk. High fly ball, deep center field. Peters back on the track, and he makes the play in front of the wall. Tagging and going to third is Schumann. He'll stop right there. So Rice used up all the real estate here at right field, but it was run down by Peters.
Just a really good swing, and he just doesn't pull it quite enough. And it looks like the wind is not really doing much to this baseball. Just in front of the fence. It gets Schumann to third. Wild pitch, pass ball. You get a chance to score. Another good swing by Ben Rice. Just a really good swing.
He wasn't sure. And then he was disappointed. Schumann stumbled around third, held up, and that's where he is right now.
I'm not sure he touched third base there.
The first time around, no.
No. He goes by here.
Oh,
yeah, he got
toe.
it. Yeah. I mean, I like his thought process. He's thinking home. Fumble, a relay throw.
Up the middle, Acuna. And that'll do it for the Yankees in the 10th. They strand a runner. White Sox start with a runner on second in the bottom of the inning. Well, Tim Hill will come on for the Yankees. He inherits the ghost runner at second base. That's my drop. Last 25 appearances, he struggled a little bit. Now, the Yankees make a curious move here. After pinch running for Austin Wells with Max Schumann, they have Schumann in left field. So that means that Spencer Jones is out. So if there's an 11th inning, Jones would have been second up in that inning. Now it's going to be Ali Sanchez in that spot.
Yeah, and you could have decided if they brought in a lefty that you could pinch hit Volpe for him and put Caballero in left field. So it is a little bit interesting. There is a left-hander up, but now Sanchez has to hit.
Yep. So he takes over behind the plate. So here is Caro, runner at second. Probably bunting. Yankees in at the corners. And it seems like Hill is having trouble with the pitch count. And this is why home teams have the advantage with this rule. Because the road team in the top of the 10th, they want to score multiple runs. They can't bunt a runner over.
Yeah.
If they don't score, then it becomes quite easy for the home team. You bunt them over, and you have a pretty good chance to score them from third with one out.
It's tricky when you're the visiting team. And the only way I think you play for one is if you know that maybe you have your closer, a big strikeout guy. I mean, this becomes tough for Tim Hill because he doesn't strike people out. He only strikes out about 11% of the people.
Pitch clock violation, by the way. So that started off at 1-0. So while Tim Hill was saying that there was a problem with the pitch com, they said, well, you took too much time to tell us, so now it's 2-0. Caro has 2 sack bunts this year. And that one is bunted foul.
You know, the Yankees could try to put the wheel play on where the shortstop gets behind the third, or the runner on second, and sprints to third. You have McMahon come in hard. You have Goldie charge hard, and Hill charge hard, and try to get him at third base. But they're choosing not to do that.
He punts that one foul. Now let's see if Will Venable keeps on the bunt. No, it was 2-0, so 2-1. He has another try at it before you gamble with 2 strikes. And that's one thrown behind him all the way to the backstop. And it caroms out almost near third base where it's run down by Sanchez. And now the winning run is at third base.
You don't see Tim Hill do that very often. He was trying to go up and in. It looked like to Caro and just held onto it too long. And now they're going to have a discussion. Probably bring Schumann in the infield, have 5 infielders.
So Boone brought in an infielder's glove to give to Schumann, who's been in left field.
Well, he is a ground ball pitcher, so
well, from a 4-0 lead with a dominant pitcher on the mound, the Yankees are staring at taking a pretty tough loss. A runner on third base, nobody out in the bottom of the 10th inning of a 4-4 game. Grounded right at Caballero. Checks the runner back. 1 away. So Schumann was on the left side of the infield, and the ball was hit right at Caballero.
yeah, hit hard. There's nothing the base runner can do. This one, they might be a little bit more aggressive and play contact, but with nobody out, you're not going to play contact. And now you're going to see Randall Grichuk pinch hit.
Antonacci had the big 2-run home run in the 8th, but now Grichuk comes up against the left-hander Hill. Again, 3 infielders on the left side, 2 on the right, all in. Grounded to Caballero, checks him back again. 2 big outs. And now the Yankees have a pathway to get out of this and force the 11th inning.
Yeah, it's just a really good job of doing what he does. And with the 5 infielders, maybe they ought to play 5 infielders all the time when he comes in. He gets so many ground balls. Now it takes a base hit or something else, an error, a wild pitch to win the game.
And now, with the infield at normal depth, Schumann goes back to play left field. And here's Murakami. His home run tied the game in the 8th inning. That's where we are right now at 4-4.
Yeah, here's the home run he hits in the 8th. Just on a curveball. First pitch curveball out over the plate. Drives it to left center.
1-1. Most of the crowd standing. And the count 1-2. My drop at third with the winning run. 2 outs, 1-2. 2-2.
This is the guy you want. I mean, Vargas hits lefties really well. Colson Montgomery hits lefties really well.
Still 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch. Swing and a miss. What a Houdiniac by Tim Hill. The White Sox had a runner on third base and nobody out. Hill gets 2 ground balls and a strikeout, and we move to the 11th. Pretty amazing performance by Tim Mountain.
Yeah, with the runner on third, he gets Carroll to ground out to Caballero. Pretty simple play for him. Then he gets Grichuk to ground out to Caballero. A little bit tougher. He has to range to his right a little bit. And then he strikes out Murakami. Oh, that's some great pitching right there.
Grant Taylor is still in there. And he'll face Goldschmidt with a runner on second.
Yeah,
runner is Dominguez.
This would be a high watermark. The most he's won is 2 innings. He has won 30 pitches, 39 pitches, but this will be the first time he's done this.
So Grichuk takes over in left field. Popped up, down the right field line and foul. Well, you know what happened here, Joe? That is Ali Sanchez. So they double switched it.
You know, it wasn't a double switch because Schumann stayed where he went.
Right.
And Sanchez just went in for Jones. That's all.
Right,
So
but
it's not considered a double switch.
Okay.
A double switch.
And Schumann still bats ninth. Up the middle and grabbed there by Mydrop. He fires to first, and moving to third is Sanchez.
Productive at bat for Paul Goldschmidt, and now it is Jones. What did they do?
They must have moved Jones to right field. They took Dominguez out and they moved Jones to right field. We'll figure it out as the White Sox go to the bullpen. Spencer Jones is coming up with a runner on third base. 4-4 game. Well, Brian Hudson, the left-hander, comes on. Spencer Jones was due up, but the Yankees are going to counter, and they will send up Anthony Volpe to pinch hit for Spencer Jones. And with a runner on third base and 1 out, here in the 11th inning, the White Sox bring the infield in. So Volpe off the bench.
Had a good road trip. He's 4 for 14 with 3 RBIs. I'd like to see him get 1 hit right here. At least a fly ball to the outfield.
Oh, 2 on Volpe. Only man left on the bench for the Yankees, Rosario. Volpe calls time. And the pitch. Out back to the screen. On deck is Jazz Chisholm Jr. Ali Sanchez, the ghost runner, is at third after the ground ball to second by Goldschmidt. 1 man out. Infield in the 11th. That could get a run in. Montgomery makes the catch. Tagging is Sanchez. Here's the throw. Here's the play. He's in there. It's a sac fly for Volpe, and the Yankees lead 5-4.
Because Montgomery was playing fairly shallow and right, he was not able to get behind this ball and get some momentum coming in before he threw it. He was actually backing up a little bit when he caught this. He's playing shallow in right field. Nice job by Volpe just putting this ball in play. Not able to get behind it like you would like. He's got a very good arm, but Ali Sanchez is able to score. He's having to go backwards to catch it. Pretty accurate throw.
So Volpe picks up the ribby. Yankees have the lead. And here's Chisholm. And a strike. Doval warming for the Yankees. There's a lot of Yankee relief pitchers that are unavailable tonight, simply because they've had to use them over and over and over again. So this will fall into the lap of Doval. One and two. The full moon is almost directly behind second base in center field. Been kind of a wacky game. Now it is looped into center field. It is a base hit in front of Peters. Two-out single for Chisholm. He has 29 stolen bases.
Yeah, he throws him a fastball in. He gets jammed a little bit, but he fights it off through the middle of the field. Does a really good job of staying behind it and letting the ball get deep, travel, so he has more time. First hit for Jazz tonight. See if he can get a read on Hudson and maybe get to second base.
There he goes. Pitches outside. Throw to second. Not in time. A stolen base for Jazz. That's his 30th stolen base of the year.
Pretty impressive. 3 years in a row. He gets a really good jump. And, you know, Jazz didn't get his oven mitt on.
Right.
And he was able to hold on to the base better. Now he's going to put it on.
One and one. Boy, another run would be so useful.
Yeah, especially where the White Sox are in their lineup to right 3, 4, 5. Vargas, Montgomery, and Benintendi.
Fly ball left field. Grichuk toward the line and puts it away. The Yankees 1 run, 1 hit, 1 man left. Can they get 3 outs and close it out? Well, a little issue here. I don't know if it's a pitch com issue, but they're checking out Doval. Obviously, they do that with the sticky stuff, and they're holding his glove. They looked at his hat as well, and now the umpire is getting together. See what goes on here.
Yeah, they're touching, feeling their fingers.
Gave him the glove back.
Right.
Well, the Yankees are almost out of pitchers. The only thing that we could figure when we look at what's left is they'd have to go to Yarbrough, who threw a lot of pitchers on Sunday in Philly, but Bednar likely not available. Chavihi's not available, and they've already used Blackburn, Cruz, and now Doval. And Hendrick's not available.
Yeah, he does have the ability to strike you out when his stuff is right. This could be really big if he could strike out the first hitter.
So Hendrick's pitched 2 days in a row. Chavihi 3 out of 4, 2 days in a row. Bednar 4 of the last 5, 2 days in a row. So I don't think you're going to see them. But I'm wondering, Joe, when these guys think they're down and a manager gets into a bind in extra innings, do you change your mind? Do you call down there and say, do you have an inning in you?
Yes, you will. And you're hoping that you don't have to do that. But at some point you might. I don't think they would throw a starter in this situation. Caballero moved to right field. Schumann's in left. Volpe goes to short, Michael.
And Murakami is the ghost runner. So can Doval get these outs? There's a strike. Vargas 1 for 3 and was hit by a pitch. Chopped slowly, grabbed there by Doval. He slips, fires. Oh, what a play by Paul Goldschmidt. He saved the lead right there. The ball gets by him, the run scores, we're tied at 5. What a play by Goldschmidt.
Yeah, and Vargas might end up on third base. I mean, he makes a really good play. This is a tough play for a pitcher. Watch the scoop. It's on the other side of the bag. You got to contend with the runner. Oh, man, his defense really paid off right there. Well, here comes the infield in again, Michael. We've been saying that a lot the last couple innings.
Here is Acuna. Pinch ran in the 8th. This is his first at bat. And a strike. Dropped the slider in there. 5-4 Yankees lead. On the bottom of the 11th. Runner at third base. One man out. Grounded. Oh, what a play by McMahon. He checks the runner back and fires to first for out number 2.
Wow, 2 outstanding plays on defense this inning. One from Goldschmidt, one from McMahon. I'm surprised Murakami didn't go there in this situation. When you see an infielder go to your left or right, a lot of times will you go? Unless they were saying see it through. And when you say see it through, you have to make sure it gets through the infield. But they obviously weren't playing contact there.
With Benintendi. One and 0. Infield backs up except for McMahon. Two and 0.
Yeah, the last time Benintendi faced him, he hit a grand slam, so you would think that he's probably trying to be careful here. The problem with that is you get out of the momentum of throwing strikes, and that worries me with him sometimes.
2-0. Snap throw to third, and it gets by McMahon. Murakami will get up. He'll score, and the game is tied at 5. Yankees got a little too aggressive there, and the throw got by McMahon.
Yeah, sometimes trick plays or pickoffs lead to extra bases, and this is tough because you got to understand McMahon is way off the line, and that's it's tough for a catcher to throw to someone on the run, and he throws from one knee and doesn't get enough on it and bounces it on McMahon. McMahon's momentum is going towards the dugout, and then he has to turn around and try to catch it, and boy, oh boy.
And that's ball 4. That's just dreadful, though. You have to get the batter, and the game is over.
You're just trying to do too much.
Yep.
It's different if there's nobody out, and maybe even one out and a tough hitter up, and you're trying to get the guy out of the jam. But oof.
So you see 2 great defensive plays, and then that. It's hard to fathom. So Pereira is going to pinch run for Benintendi. There's Braden Montgomery. Pereira leads off first. 1-0. On a day when your bullpen is awfully short, the last thing you want are extended extra innings. Using Pereira now, the White Sox are out of position players. The Yankees still have Rosario on the bench. Jordan Hicks heating up in the White Sox bullpen. Two and 1.
He's kind of lost the strike zone to these last couple of left-handed hitters. 6 balls, 1 strike.
Gets a strike call there on the slider, and that's going to be challenged.
Catcher is challenging the strike call.
And he gets it right.
Chicago has one challenge.
The big overturn. Now it's 3-1. And he walked him. Now the winning run is in scoring position.
He's had a tough time throwing strikes to the left-handed hitters, and you have another lefty coming up in Tristan Peters.
And Matt Blake will make the walk and talk to Doval. What we've seen from Doval of late especially, things go a little askew and things can unravel quickly. And we've seen the defense kind of betray him the last couple of times he's been out, but it's not like he picks them up. It looks like it affects him.
I feel like things speed up for him a little bit, and he gets away from then throwing his sinker at times, and sometimes I think that's his most effective pitch. He loves his cutter, and he gets around it sometimes and doesn't throw strikes with it.
5-5 game. Bottom of the 11th inning. Tristan Peters at the plate. First and second, 2 outs. Grounded foul.
Coming in today, hitters were hitting .313 on his cutter, .236 on his sinker.
Oh, 2.
And Michael, if you just take left-handers are hitting .474 on his cutter. You got to get beat with your best pitch.
Pereira at second. Montgomery at first. 0-2 count on Peters. 2 outs. In the dirt, blocked by Sanchez. 1-2. If there's a 12th inning, the Yankees have 8, 9, and 1 in the order coming up. And the pitch. Chop towards second. Right there, Chisholm. And that'll do it in the 11th. 1 run scores. 2 men are left. We're going to go to the 12th inning, tied at 5. Let's check out what just happened in the 11th inning. Ghost runner at second. Vargas hits one to the third base side of the mound. Great pick there by Goldschmidt. First out. Then with the infield in, great pick by McMahon. But then this happened with 2 outs. They tried to pick off Murakami at third. The throw goes into left field. Murakami scores. Game tied at 5. Sanchez upset with himself. This is the first 12-inning game for the Yankees since August 20th of 2024 against Cleveland, and it's just the 12th inning game in the majors this year. As McMahon is the ghost runner, and Jordan Hicks is on the mound for the White Sox.
Yeah, he's been brilliant since he came off the IL June 21st. 12 1/3 innings, 20 strikeouts, only 4 walks.
0-2.
Batter is challenging the strike.
And Caballero is going to challenge that. Had the entire ball in the strike zone. And the Yankees are out of challenges. Fouled away.
You get 1 every extra inning, though.
Yes.
which is weird to me. That you get 2 in 9 innings and then you get 1 every extra inning.
Foul back. 100 miles an hour by Hicks. And now it's going to be Yarbrough. "12 innings, also the longest game of the season for the White Sox." Way outside. Saw Hicks yesterday, got the last 2 outs of the 6th inning in relief of Anthony Kay last night. He has 13 straight scoreless games. Caballero battling. 102-mile-an-hour fastball.
He's always had a great arm. They've tried to make him a starter. They've tried to make him a short, reliever. The Yankees, or the White Sox outfield arms, you can run. And everyone, Braden Montgomery, you got to be careful if he gets behind it.
1-2. Line into right center field. Is going to dunk in there for a base hit. McMahon's going to hold up at third. So a single for Caballero. And it's 1st and 3rd for the Yankees. Nobody out here in the 12th.
Yeah, his second hit of the night. He comes up big in a lot of big situations, high-pressure situations. He's had his best average in the year, and he gets a fastball that's up. And it's interesting that Hicks is a sinker baller, and he throws a lot of them up, which gave Caballero a chance to hit that ball in the air to the outfield.
So here's Schumann. Now, in case there's a close call, the Yankees did use their challenge with Caballero, the extra one they get each extra inning. So they do not have a challenge remaining.
Yeah, and I think if the Yankees were thinking safety squeeze, they would have tried it on the first pitch.
Infield is in. Now Caballero, 23 stolen bases. If you're a catcher, he takes off. Do you throw through?
Yeah, he's so quick to home that you might just come up and throw to Meidroth and see if you get a chance.
Foul back to the screen.
Because if you look at Meidroth, he's really right in the line of the base. And if he didn't get a great jump, he might just come up and throw it to him, thinking that the guy at third might take off, and then you come to home. You go back to home.
2-2. McMahon at third. Caballero at first. Nobody out here in the 12th. 5-5 game. Chasing Caballero back.
Carroll's an outstanding thrower. I mean, he's got a good arm. He's got a good quick release. He throws out about 30% of the runners, so he's well above average. Hicks is fairly quick to home.
Popped up. That will not get a run in. One man down. So that'll bring up Grisham, coming up for the 6th time tonight. He's 0 for 5. He's been in a little bit of an extended slump. Infield remains in.
hot before he got hurt and went on the IL. He was on fire.
That was the 350th pitch of the game.
Is that a lot?
It's a lot. 0-1 on Grisham. Runner goes. No throw. They did not throw through. So a stolen base for Caballero, his 24th of the year. So it's second and third, one man out.
Yeah, he gets a good jump, and if the infielder has to, go towards the base, they don't have their momentum coming to home, and McMahon could have scored.
Almost hit Grisham. You give him time, and Hicks can walk you. 15.5% walk rate. Foul back. Yankees' best hitter, Ben Rice, is on deck.
And I imagine they would definitely walk in if they get Grisham out here. First base open. Even if first base wasn't open, I would walk him with 2 outs.
Even if it wasn't open?
If it was
first and a run?
third.
Oh, first and third, okay.
Or second and third, either way.
Upstairs. Big pitch upcoming. 5-5 game in the 12th. And he walked him. So now there's no place to put Rice, and you have to go right at him. Bases loaded, 1 out.
And when Jordan Hicks has struggled, a lot of times it is with that base on balls, as you spoke about. If you give him time, he's been really good since he's come back. But tonight, that's a big walk, because you give your best hitter a chance to hit in this situation where they can't pitch around you.
Zach Bove, the pitching coach, going over things with Jordan Hicks. 5th pitcher out of the bullpen for the White Sox. Davis Martin started for them, won 6 innings. In extra innings, Yankees 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Infield backs up. They're looking for a double play now. Foul back. 101. He's only faced Hicks twice, has 1 hit. Right at him, 101, foul back.
Yeah, and he's been a little late, but he's trying to get the ball in the air, and he's fouled 2 almost straight back. Just a tick tardy. But what you don't want is a rollover ground ball.
The 0-2, upstairs. 102 upstairs. Kind of in that here it is, hit it part of the game. Here's my best. Swing and a miss. Then comes in with the breaking ball to strike out Rice. Big strikeout for the White Sox.
Yeah, he did a really good job of getting ahead of Ben Rice with a couple sinkers. He throws this first one inside, and he's a tick late, waist high. Then he goes away, and he's, again, a tick late. So what's he do? He goes up with a 4-seamer, change the eye level to set up this good curveball that he threw below the zone.
So here's Ali Sanchez. And a strike on the outside corner. Sanchez's first at bat of the game. On Monday, he made some personal history right here.
Yeah, his first home run to put the Yankees up 9-4. Just a big hit for him. The first, the ball was waiting for him in his locker when the game was over.
Caballero was trying to distract Hicks by dancing off of second base and making false starts, but Hicks concentrating on the batter, who now calls time.
I know it worked against Ben Rice throwing that four-seamer up in that curveball. I don't know why he messes around with that four-seamer. With the power sinker he's got. I mean, just the change in speed from that sinker to that curveball is more than enough effectiveness to change what a hitter's thinking.
Two-two. 3-2. In his career, Sanchez has never had an extra inning hit or an RBI in extra innings. Here it is right now. The runners will go 3-2, 2 outs.
Well, could be a city of first for him.
Paul Goldschmidt's on deck. And the payoff. Fouled the back to the screen. They'll do it again.
That's a borderline pitch right there, Michael. Been interesting if it was challenged. Would it have been a strike? Take a look at this pitch. I think it's going to be up. Too close to take.
Runners go again. 3-2. Chopped right side. Meindroth is there. And the Yankees waste a golden opportunity. They do not come through, and they leave the bases loaded. We'll go to the bottom of the 12th. So it's Ryan Yarborough's turn. He's essentially the last pitcher remaining for the Yankees. He kind of took one for the team on Sunday in Philadelphia. Gave up 5 runs, so he threw over 50 pitches that game. He's had 2 days off, and he's out there simply out of necessity. And Joe, I kind of get the feeling he's going to be out there as long as this game goes.
Yeah, they're going to ride him as long as they can. And, you know, I look at those runs he gave up Sunday in Philadelphia. He gave a number of hits up that were like 70 miles per hour. They chinked him to death, and it was just unfortunate for him.
Well, Tristan Peters is going to be the inherited runner. The ghost runner, the Manfred Man, whatever you'd like to call him. As we go to the bottom of the 12th inning, game tied at 5. Yankees in at the corners expecting a bunt. Meindroth at the plate. Now they make that move to see if he squared, and he didn't. And he bunts as McMahon fires to first. And Peters with the winning runners at third base with 1 out, and they'll do the 5-man infield again. Kind of an easy pitch to bunt on because it was off speed.
Yeah, and he doesn't throw really hard. Bunting becomes really difficult when guys have high velocity because you can't deaden it. And I always think it's easier to bunt a breaking ball than a fastball, and he throws him a sweeper. McMahon was good. He was real aggressive.
Here's Caro at the plate. 5 infielders. Nobody is in left field. They're playing straight up in center and in right. And that one is a fly ball into center field. Coming on Grisham. It dunks in front of him. He'll make the throw home. Not in time. And the White Sox win 6-5 in 12 innings. That one stings.
Yeah, Caro, who has not swung the bat very well this year and is usually better against left-handers, comes up with a big swing, and the Yankees had a 4-0 lead after the top of the first. Just weren't able to hold on.
Yankees have played well of late. They couldn't get it done in extra innings. They had their opportunities, and the White Sox have been struggling. And man, they needed that victory for sure, and they get it with the walk-off single by Caro.
Well, here's the pitch again. He doesn't hit it hard, and we saw a lot of this in Philadelphia where he wasn't hit hard. He knew it. It was going to dunk in, and that's exactly what it did.
Well, the Yankee bullpen, which has been such money, it wasn't the case today. With Blackburn giving up the 2 home runs, giving up a 4-1 lead. And now, that base hit by Caro against Yarbrough. And the White Sox win it by a score of 6-5 in 12 innings. Now it's time to take a look at the Mazda player of the game, Joe.
Well, that's Edgar Caro, who's had a tough year offensively, but he comes up with a huge hit here for the White Sox. As you said it, Michael, they needed a win. The Yankees have taken the first 2 in this series. Cleveland's breathing down their neck, and so is Minnesota. And that's your player of the game.
It took 3 hours and 43 minutes and 12 innings, but the White Sox win 6-5. Jordan Hicks, he gets the win. Ryan Yarbrough takes his first loss. Spencer Jones, it was a long time ago. He had a big 3-run home run in the first inning. And then Caro had the walk-off single in the 12th. That's his second walk-off hit this year. He also had a walk-off against the Cubs. So the Yankees will try to bounce back tomorrow and take the series afternoon game that you could watch on the Yes Network. Special thanks to producer Troy Benjamin, director Dan Barr, Mike Webb, and the executive producer is Jared Ames Boschnack. Don't forget to join us next Wednesday when the Yankees take on the Cardinals at Yankee Stadium. Coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. on Prime, with first pitch coming just after 7. For more coverage of tonight's game, tune into the Yes Network for the W.B. Mason postgame show. Once again, the final score in 12 innings, the Chicago White Sox 6 and the New York Yankees 5. For Joe Girardi and Meredith Marakovitz, I'm Michael K. saying see ya from Rate Field in Chicago, Illinois. Have a good night, everybody. So long. Yeah, it's one of those games.